welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we have a very special video because it's actually like good quality and I'm really pumped about it. My friends Sean and Austin, and I guess Josh because he's, you know, being a supporter, he's being a cheerleader. They helped me to set up and film using like their cameras and lighting and all that, and it's really awesome because now you can actually see like what I'm doing. Today we are doing this music festival look. A lot of festivals are going on right now, like EDC and things like that, and I thought this look was like a nice in-between between like kind of a boho chic look and like more of a like rave look. So I really like how it turned out. I'm super excited about it. Stay tuned if you want to see how to get this music festival look. Okie dokie. We're gonna start with eyebrows and we're gonna use NYX Tame and Frame Eyebrow Pomade in Taupe. And I've been using this little brush with like, it came with like a random eyeliner and I like it a lot because it's super small and it gets right in there. So I'm gonna take that first, and I usually like to use a powder in addition to this because I don't feel like it's pigmented as, I mean it is, but not as much as I want it to be to fill my brows in the way I want. So we're gonna use this and then a powder as well. So I usually start like 1/5 of the way into my brow and start kind of outlining the bottom and then feathering it up, and then I start on the top as well, and I drag the product like inwards towards the center here so that it's a little bit lighter toward the front. That way we don't get that really intense like blocked off eyebrow. Unless that's what you want. You can do it. You can do it if you want. And what's great about this is if I get it kind of out of the lines, I literally just need to like sweep it off with my finger because it's just kind of a cream and it's not such a dark color that you can't fix it. And so my eyebrows have a pretty arched shape. Well, not naturally. I had to tweeze them to get it like this, but I like to accentuate that by, like I said, kind of lining the bottom, and then I kind of accentuate it at the top too and make it just a little bit thicker. And then, like I said, I like to go in with a powder on top of it, and I usually use this one right here. It's from Morphe Brushes. It's called Birthday Suit, I'm pretty sure. And it's just kind of a light brown taupey shade, really similar to the brow pomade. And I take like this little Sigma eyeliner brush and just kind of fill in the areas that I feel like aren't as dark as I want them to be. And sometimes I'll even go in with this darker color, this darker brown right here, just on the tail to really define it, but really lightly because I don't need really dark brows. And I kind of just pat that on top of where I've already put the pomade, where I want more of it. And I just kind of distribute it through. Oh, and beforehand I did use a little mascara spoolie thingy to brush through my brows. And usually as I'm going sometimes, or maybe just even at the end, I go through again just to make sure no product has built up. So I make sure just to brush through them so that these hairs toward the beginning of my brow are facing more up, and then I kind of make them go sideways as I get farther down, and then they go down on the tail. And depending on what kind of a look I'm doing, today I'm doing more of a like kind of full face, like go all out, because we're doing our music festival look and we want to last all day and whatnot. But sometimes I won't extend this tail of my brow as much. But today I'm going to go ahead and extend it a little bit, and that's where that darker color comes in, just so we can kind of fake some hairs over there. And I just kind of drag it out. I'm gonna use the pomade first and then go in with powder. Like that. Now both our brows are done, but I have one more step that I've recently been doing if I want it to be a little bit sharper, like of a brow, like a little cleaner. And I go in with concealer and like a little brush. This one's just from NYX. It's like their eyeliner brush, but I use it for this step because it's nice and small and gets up under there. And I take a little bit of concealer just from like the top, because you really don't need that much, and I pop it right under that arch. And I usually just place it under each arch, and then I'll go in and like drag it out and clean up underneath that brow. So I'll drag it down and feather it down as I go as well. And just make a nice clean line under that brow. Then I'm gonna go ahead and prime the eyelid. I usually don't use an actual eyeshadow primer. Lately I've just been using concealers because they do the same thing, as well as cancel out any discoloration or veins like on your eyelids. So it conceals and primes, which is awesome. I think I'm just gonna use my trusty old NYX HD Concealer. It's really light, but we're gonna cover it with shadows. And then I blend it out with my finger. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with some flesh toned powder, which is gonna make putting our eyeshadows on top easier to blend out, because powder on powder works better than powder on cream. It could skip all around and be really blotchy, and we don't want that. I'm gonna go ahead and mix these two colors for my BH Blush and Contour Palette. BH Cosmetics, not just BH. I'm gonna mix those two and then just pat it on my eye. And we don't need a lot, we just need it to set that concealer. For our transition shade today, I'm gonna go in with Deep Skin, this shade right here from Morphe Brushes, and I'm gonna use a Morphe brush. This is the MB23. It's pretty new to me. I just got it in the mail like 2 weeks ago maybe. And it's just a big fluffy brush, and it's really great for that transition shade, just so it buffs it out and it's not too dense and doesn't pack the color on like too strong, too much. Yeah. So we're just gonna fluff that all in our crease and a little bit above, and we're just gonna create a nice transition from any colors we use down on the lid or in the crease up to the lighter color we're gonna place on the brow bone right beneath the brow. And I start with just barely any color when I do this because we don't want it to be too intense, because a lot of times I get carried away and take it like way up, like to my brow pretty much, and it's kind of hard to clean up after that. So I take a little bit at a time, start with little color and build up. That is the key. So I just use like windshield wiper motions back and forth, but I throw in some little circles as I go, and that really helps to buff it out, I find. Once that is done, I think we're gonna move on to the lid. I think I'm gonna use like a kind of a light bronzy shimmery, do I wanna do that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna use like a light bronze shimmery color. I'm gonna use this color right here, which is Pink Moscato from Morphe Brushes, and I'm gonna take it on a flat shader brush, and we wanna pat more than we wanna rub and swipe across, because first of all, especially with shimmery colors, you're gonna get a lot of powder flying everywhere. It gives the most pigment and the most color, and it creates less of a mess. Okay, because that color wasn't quite what I thought it would be, I'm gonna go in with light bronze from the Lorac Pro Palette, the original one, the first one. It's this color right here. Now that we've got that bronze shade all over the lid, I'm gonna intensify kind of the center of the lid and make it pop a little bit more with this Urban Decay shadow in Baked. It is like one of my favorite shadows of all time. It's so shimmery, it's so beautiful, it's so just like gold. I'm gonna go ahead and put that right on the center of my lid. And here in a second, I'm gonna go back in with that shadow and intensify it with my finger. And I'm just gonna place that right on top of where we already put it, and you can already tell that it made it so much more shimmery and beautiful. And then I'm gonna go back in with that bronze shade from the Lorac Pro Palette, and I'm gonna take that on a different finger and intensify that on the outer corners, the outer and inner corner. Then I'm gonna make sure that those shadows are nice and blended together. There's no just harsh line in between the bronze and the gold. And once we've done that, I'm gonna go back in with the big fluffy brush from Morphe that we used to apply our transition color, and I'm just gonna blend the lid colors into the transition color, and that's also gonna help wipe away any shimmer that got up here farther than we wanted it to be. Now I wanna add just a teeny bit more definition to my crease and kind of outer corner. I'm gonna take a pencil brush in the color Sable, where is it? Right here, from the Lorac Pro Palette as well, and you just need a tiny bit, I kid you not. And I'm gonna go in to the corner there, concentrate it on the outer corner, and then start dragging it up into the crease a bit and onto the lid a bit. Going in with just a little bit of color at a time. Then I'm gonna go back in with that same big fluffy brush and blend again. Now, because when we blend we lose some of the color on our lids, I'm gonna go in with Baked again from Urban Decay and just touch that color up. And then same goes for that bronze shade from the Lorac Pro Palette. I honestly touch up colors that I put down like an average of 3 times when I do my makeup, just because you lose a lot of pigment when you blend. So I went ahead and did my face off camera. I'll list all the products I use down below. It's not that different than what I normally do at all. It's like the exact same. And we'll go back and do the fun stuff on the face after we finish up the eye. So I've decided I'm gonna go in with the color Unicorn from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Artist Palette. Oh my gosh, I haven't used this color yet, but I mean, it's beautiful. And it's kind of like a bright periwinkle almost. It's like a light blue, but it's got some purple undertones, and there's a bit of shimmer in there as well. So we're gonna put that on our lower lash line with this pencil brush from Sigma. Oh my god. So we're gonna place this color on the lower lash line with this pencil brush, and then we're gonna blend it out just a little bit so it's not just a harsh line, because I don't really dig that, with a little bit of a bigger brush. And we're gonna take that color pretty much all the way in, except we're gonna stop right where our tear duct kind of starts, because we're gonna put a highlight shade right around that inner corner. Once I kind of get it where I want it, I'm gonna use this, like the very tip, and kind of start patting even closer to the lash line, just to give it an even more opaque color. And now once I have that down, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Sigma E25, and it's just a blending brush, but it's kind of tapered and it's kind of on the smaller side of a blending brush, and we're gonna just buff that out a little bit more. Now in our waterline, I'm going to put a white eyeliner, kind of to keep it bright, because that blue kind of closes off our eye a little bit, and I want to open it back up with a white eyeliner in my waterline. This is by NYC, super cheap at the drugstore. And I kind of like to warm it up on my hand a little bit by like rubbing it on my hand, because otherwise it can start out a little stiff and you won't get as much color. So by warming it up, it'll just make it a little bit creamier and a little bit easier to work with. And I'm just gently pulling down a bit beneath my eye, and I am running that along the lash line. Here I am just curling my lashes and adding some mascara to prep for false lashes. I'm using that NYX mascara there. It's like this bright, minty, turquoisey green color, and don't worry about my mess up over there. We're gonna clean that up. And I'm putting that on the lower lash line and then popping on some false lashes. These are the Kiss number 11 lashes. I really like them. They're big and fluttery and flare out at the end. Then moving on to lips, I am lining them with this Milani liner in Nude, and then going in with my Be Matte lipstick from City Color Cosmetics in the color Latté, and keeping the lips really nude and natural, because we got a lot going on the eyes up there. Then to make myself sparkle like I want to sparkle, I am highlighting my face with Makeup Geek Cosmetics Pigment in Afterglow, and just loading that up on the cheekbones and a little bit above the brow as well, down the bridge of my nose a little, also across my Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin as well. Oh, and in the inner corners of my eyes also I put that pigment. And after that, I'm gonna go in with some lash glue on the end of a brush and pop on these jewels right here from Michaels. So I went ahead and swapped out like every other crystal thing right here for one of these bronzy ones, because kind of goes with like the gold on our eyes. And then I put a tiny bronze one right here. So there's 2 on the inner corner now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this eyebrow, and then I think we'll finally be done. I think I'm gonna go all the way in the brow. Using lash glue to help put these on not only helps it stay on and like last, but it also helps to like move it around where you want it, because it's not dry, you know, whereas just a sticky adhesive on the bottom is a little bit harder to work with. I'm just kind of mapping out where I want each jewel, kind of just doing like 3 at a time. And then I'm plopping it down and making sure it's pretty even with the other eye. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay guys, I'm putting on my flower crown, so it's official. We're done. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I think it turned out awesome. Make sure you guys follow my beauty Instagram. It's at Lindsey Mayberry Beauty. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all day. Share it with your friends, share it with your grandma, share it with everyone. Until next time. Chili dog. Deep skin.
Deep.
Deep. Hey, if you want to make me some macaroni, that would be dope. Thanks, man. It's really hot. You can't see her. You can't see her. Oh my god!
Have you been like doing stuff and just been eating?
Mom? Oh my god. This is a style. This is a trend.
Spinny spin.
When you ready to rave. Okay, wait, I'm sweating all over this scene. Finger guns, that was so lame. Coffee is life.